at this. OYSA letter to clubs, club directors.
Due to multiple confirmed recruiting violations, Oregon United FC has been removed from the OYSA League effective immediately.
This decision applies to all teams and age groups within the club per the OYSA rules. This will also mean MJ will be removed from the Technical Advisory Committee.
I fully recognize the impact this will have on 132 families who are now without a team for the spring season through no fault of their own.
In the days and weeks to come, we will be working with those families and how this decision has impacted them.
My commitment to raising the standards of this league remains steadfast, and I appreciate those of you who afforded me some grace when I asked for it, even if it was reluctant on your part.
Progress is being made, though it may be slower than some would prefer. Turning a ship of this size takes time. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Shock and awe, like jaw-dropping, what?
Is it over? What is this? And what could possibly be the cause of it?
Yeah.
And every little bit of information that came out it made it more and more bizarre as to why this was done and in such a manner that it was done with little communication and for the first time in 50 years and so on.
As it mentioned, through no fault of their own, the girls weren't allowed to play in the league that they had signed up for and paid for.
I was surprised. We reacted as best as we could, knowing that the suspension was forthcoming. Ultimately, for us, we just wanted to make sure that the players had a home and they were safe and well, and most importantly, all the things that we were doing to grow our community. We didn't want that to slow down. We wanted to continue that movement that we were having, and we were a small community club, and we felt like it was important to keep consistency.
There were some boys that wanted to not go and return to the club that they had played for in the fall for the winter season and had asked to come over and play. And once OYSA heard that had happened, they suspended MJ. Apparently, once you sign up for a club for that season, they get to say who you play for.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked that they would just suspend us like that for no really good reason.
I didn't really understand what exactly happened. We couldn't have done something so horrible.
I just remember us thinking that this was unfair and it was kind of a misunderstanding.
I don't know, I was kind of shocked that someone would go out of their way to knock a team or a club out of such a organized association that was just trying to play soccer for kids.
No, not for a second. At no point through this did I, one, think that MJ had really done anything wrong, or two, think I was going to get a better experience from another OYSA club than Peyton was getting from MJ and OUFC.
That's not really what we wanted. It's not really what we signed up for. And frankly, she's played for other clubs. That's why we've chosen this club.
Seemed very unrealistic just to then split them all, send them all to different teams. And they don't want to play for other teams. They want to play with their friends. They want to play for the team they signed up for.
I was like, well, that sucks. I don't want a new club.
We didn't want to play for a new club. We wanted to play for the person that we found and had positive experience with and saw direct development of our kids as players and as humans.
Mm-hmm. Every experience we've ever had with the club, the team, the coach has been over and beyond positive and more than I would have ever expected.
Actually, there's no club in the US that has been suspended that I've found out through a number of sources. reliable sources at US Youth Soccer and USSF that have been suspended for anything like this. We are the first. And so we were made an example of, and it hasn't gone public outside of our small little Oregon community. But nothing surprises me here. I've been here so long, and nothing surprises me where my name's attached to it. I think it's actually in some ways for me it's a bit of a badge of honor, because if this is happening, I'd rather have it happen to me than someone that just couldn't handle something and doesn't really know the inner workings of football in this country.
It really came about through a good friend of mine, Greg Colino. I'd coached his older daughter, Madeline Colino, who ended up going and playing collegiately at University of Arizona.
My sister played for him for a while, so my dad was trying to get me to do like private training with him.
Ella and Joan, we were on a team previously together, and we all decided that we were gonna leave that team.
My cousin has been playing with, he's played with MJ for a long time. I did a couple of training lessons with him.
My dad and Joe's dad started chatting about this training that this guy did named MJ. I just started training with him. Felt like I would get better.
Those original 5 girls, they just were hungry for more, and you can't really turn that away when you see that desire, I'd worked with a group of young women that were, in my opinion at least, the best girls team to come out of Oregon.
It's the 4-peat state championship Oregon girls. That feat has never been done in state history before.
Back to back, keep winning. It is awesome. You never want to lose. Yeah.
Local girls head coach has been leading many of these girls for many seasons.
I've been with MJ since I was, I think, in 5th grade, so it's like a lot of years.
Hi, my name is Jolie Maycumber. MJ coached me from 5th grade to my senior year of high school. He is an extremely motivating and passionate and kind human and coach, and he pushes everyone to be their best. He's extremely inspiring, and he can get a group of people to really come together and work hard for one another. And he's the best coach ever.
My name is Maddie Colino. I started playing for MJ when I was in the 6th grade, and he totally transformed my whole soccer career. I played D1 soccer at the University of Arizona, and to put it simply, I would not be here without him today. Not only is he a great coach, he also is a great person, and he really instills so many great values in you. And I know my teammates and I always loved MJ and valued his time and what he had to teach us. I'm super grateful for my time with him, and if I would do it all over again, he would be my coach. I would have gone to him sooner because he was really that awesome.
With all new players, those beginning in their journey, you just can see how far behind they are, yet they've been working in these clubs for years, whether it be through the recreational programs and through the competitive programs. But then I go back to what I love to do, and that's just to develop players.
Trainings that we had, you could definitely tell the difference, how much better the quality was, and just how much more I wanted to play for MJ.
We hadn't had a coach like MJ before. He individually focused on each person's skills and developing them as they went. I don't know, I just felt like I was developing better. I liked soccer more after that. It gave a deeper feel to soccer and how people develop. Yeah.
I was super nervous to even go to those practices just because soccer for me back then was just like a sport to play for fun with my friends and just have fun. As soon as I started going to those practices, soccer started meaning a lot more to me. The beauty of the game and the practices were a lot more technical. I could tell that I was going to get better a lot quicker.
with MJ, he really tries to focus one-on-one and improve our skills and really seems to like care about us.
When I start with any kids, any players newer in their journey, it's to give them confidence. It's to give them a great technical foundation, whether it's skill, whether it's technique. These kids always struggle with expressing themselves and taking risks, whether it be playing a first-time ball into space with the right weight of pass, or whether it be a combination with someone. Part of developing for me is not just the technical, the tactical, and the psychological side of the game. For me, it's about the transforming.
Hi, my name is Avery Kyle, and I was a former player of MJ's. I played 4 years of college soccer at Louisiana Tech University, which is a Division I school. All of this would not have been possible without the help of MJ. MJ's training sessions, something that I had never experienced before. They were detailed, focused. You know, we were learning things I had never learned. MJ made sure that whoever wanted to play college soccer would get there.
Hi, my name is Greta. I'm a former player of MJ's. I played for MJ pretty much all throughout middle school and high school, and then I went on to play collegiate soccer after that. So when I think back on my time as a player with MJ, I think one of the first things that comes to my mind is our training environments. MJ is so special in how he creates his team culture. I feel so lucky that I had the privilege to play under MJ, and I credit so much of my success as a player and as a person to him, and he truly was so amazing for me, and I hope that so many other players get the experience that I had, because it was truly amazing. So thanks, MJ.
I would say as soon as I landed in England, football became life. I'm the oldest of 5 children. I was born in South Africa. My parents left South Africa when I was 7 during the apartheid era. Left a rugby country, really, which is what South Africa was or is still, to go to a football mad culture in England. And basically that's when I got the bug. So I was spotted one day playing for my district team, which would be the equivalent of like an ODP type team. My mum received a call from the chief scout at Southampton Football Club at the time, and they offered me a tryout. My time at Southampton really was the foundation that was laid for me to go and perform as a professional in other teams across multiple continents, right? I gained a lot from that around some of the best players that ever played in world football that were in the team that I played on. English Premier League champions, Blackburn Rovers. Alan Shearer played for Blackburn Rovers. And Newcastle United. Alan was a teammate of mine for upwards of 7 years, and we developed through the academies, and we were apprentices and professionals together. That led me into other teams that I played for in Wales, Cardiff City, and just experiencing different teams at different levels and different structures. I think it gave me a sense of, this is not just my dream, but I was living it out. I was living it out in a way that I'd never thought that would even be possible. So and I would consider myself a journeyman pro. I been around the block, multiple teams, multiple contracts, and experiencing opportunities in other parts of the world, South Africa, in Europe, in the US. It was a cool journey. There's a lot of stories of guys like me playing professionally that were grinding all the time, that never got the big deals or the big contracts, but just played the game and loved the game and kicked a ball around for a living, and it was fantastic. So I think that's what molded me, those experiences, and it was so intimate playing for these different clubs and being in different countries. It changed me. I retired from playing football in Utah with the Utah Blitz.
Please join us in celebrating their lasting contributions to soccer in our state.
For me, that's when I retired. It was like, what now? And I had been running camps for the Blitz, doing some camp programming and helping, and I really got the bug. I really loved working with young people. I'm actually going to take them and I'm going to grow them, not only to develop, but then we'll show that you can develop it and win simultaneously. You can see the players now improving and playing at the next level. State select teams, regional teams, national teams, and the fruits of your labor were now really being made manifest. I knew what styles of coaching and what personalities didn't work for me and my teammates along the way. Really talented players that either were thwarted in their growth and their development, and it was the coaches that inspired and uplifted and edified me. I wanted to take all of their snippets and all of their good pieces and add them to what I could bring to the table. I felt like I would be able to work with young people and truly help them grow and develop as human beings.
No matter what happens today, win, lose, or tie, I'm proud of you. That said, there's loads more in this tank. This tank has a lot to give. We're just going to get it done and get out of here and be on to the next round next week in the championship.
They're taking the fastest and the strongest and the athletes, and they're putting them all on a team together and saying, go.
You get the very best in that community that came to a tryout probably, and you get to handpick out of 60 girls or 80 girls the very best in that community. We basically piecemealed this crew together to make sure that I actually said it to Greg, and he's like, what do you think? I said, we're not there yet. I said, I just need a spine. Give me a spine, striker, center mids, defenders, and a keeper, and we'll go places because I can build.
MJ would have never made that decision without the belief that they could play competitively in that division. So I thought it was pretty remarkable that he thought that this team, this newly formed team, could compete in the highest level, Premier Gold. So
MJ kind of gave him the confidence to do anything that they, put their minds to, even though they were going into the highest Premier Gold, I feel like that we kind of, the whole purpose of MJ's teaching is to learn by, you have to fail to learn, and you have to keep trying things and making mistakes, and this would give them the opportunity to see what the competition is and kind of understand, like, this is what it's going to take.
I was kind of like shocked because personally I didn't feel like our team could do that, but then the other half of me also felt like I could trust MJ.
We had nothing to lose. No one had heard about us. We're not, we're new.
And we thought it was ambitious.
Yes.
We had no expectation that we were going to do well. We figured we'd be middle of the pack. And I guess it kind of started off that way, right? It took us a little while to get our feet under.
But I think we never thought that's where the girls would have started.
We didn't expect it was the right spot.
Yeah.
We just knew we had to pick one.
I was like a bit surprised, but I also felt like good about it because I wanted to be playing like better, and just like higher could mean that I could become better. But I wasn't exactly sure that we were going to do good.
Those first couple games for me, it was like at a really fast pace, I felt like, because I never played in that high of a division before. And it was kind of nerve-wracking for me because it was just really different from what I was used to. But I felt like we had enough team training before we started that season.
It wasn't so much of the change in like the play with the teams that we were playing against. It was more factors within our own team, factors of like, we're new, we haven't really had that much time together, we're still kind of working out a lot of tweaks and kinks.
It was amazing to watch it unfold. The first few games out of the box, watching how well the girls performed and how the ball was starting to move and how they were sticking together. I mean, it was like, this is a real deal.
You could see their determination. They never quit believing in the system, and they just kept trying hard, and then the glimmers started to come more frequently, and the mistakes started to happen less frequently, and you could really see like the ship turning.
The first few games, we were a little bit on our heels. We lost at least the first few games right out of the gate. A couple of them by pretty large margins. So there was some head scratching as parents on the sidelines, like, are we in the right league? Like, is this the right fit for us? But MJ, kept saying, we're gonna be fine. Never really let up. Never really gave us any reason to doubt the girls. And so as parents, you just say, hey, don't worry, you shake it off. We're going to get them again. We're going to play them again. Keep training, keep fighting. And there was a turning point about midway through the season where I think we beat a team that blew us out earlier in the season. And you could see the confidence in the girls kind of looking around saying, like, wait, we can beat this team. We can beat any team in this league.
The turning point wasn't so much in like the middle of the season. It was actually the last game we played. We kind of just dominated that game because we had played them earlier in the season and lost.
I think they've gone back to beat every team that they've lost to.
Everybody could see it. We were not the underdogs anymore. We were starting to beat teams, and they were starting to realize that we were a good team.
Failure has to happen along the way, along this journey for any top athlete, and understanding that failure is normal in any walk of life, and certainly failure is normal in sports.
He knew what he could do with the clay that he was working with.
The OYSA board meeting that solidified our sanction, it seemed very unorganized.
It was pretty clear that they did not expect this to happen, nor were they prepared for all the questions that were being asked.
I felt like there was already a lot decided before the meeting ever took place, but it was encouraging to see so many of our parents attend and speak. I was one that spoke because I felt it was important.
There must have been 20 or 30 OUFC families that joined the call.
I remember being like angry listening to the president.
They didn't take in any of our concerns at all. What we all said didn't matter to them. They had their agenda and they stuck to it.
It was shocking for that president of the OYSA to admit that it happens at other clubs and they're never sanctioned. I don't know why they tried to make an example out of us.
I felt like their mind was made up that they were going to uphold the suspension and keep it going no matter what we said.
The only people that suffered through that whole thing was my daughter and her teammates.
I was really disappointed because I love the games. Those are probably my favorite part.
Reaction and solution was to stick together and make it work.
Really, our focus and our energy needed to be on our kids.
This suspension is not going to dissolve this team, and we're going to continue to have MJ as our coach.
The parents fought for something they believed in. Their children were happy. Their children were growing and developing.
I think that if my parents hadn't stepped in and a lot of other parents hadn't stepped in, then this team probably would not still be around, because the parents were the ones that actually stood up to OYSA and fought for us. And when the suspension came, they helped actually figure stuff out for what we could do.
I've got some people in my corner here, and it allows me to do my job well with the freedom necessary to go and just thrive and help these girls thrive. We had a plan. We knew what we wanted to do. There was complete structure in what we're doing in terms of the plan and helping these young women grow and learn.
Spent a lot of time driving in the car because, we also had to find some locations during the winter time to be able to practice given the rain and the weather.
I was amazed to see that we didn't lose a single girl through that period. It was us versus the world. And it seemed like everybody was coming at this poor team and this poor league and our poor club.
I really just wanted to get better. I really just wanted us to be together, and it's okay if we didn't have any games because I knew that we were still going to get immense improvement.
We pushed to work our hardest so that we'd be good in the summer, and that we just keep training so that we could get better.
Because we don't have games doesn't mean that we can still get better, because we were still improving. We were still getting better and better and better every week.
All of that fire building up inside of me due to not having games.
They didn't realize what they were doing by putting these girls in that position to fight together and see it through.
I guess the thing that I found was most remarkable was that Kate had such a continuing positive attitude about the team, and the team stuck together, which reinforced that the team was a team, because I'm not sure we really lost anybody through what would be a hold-on test for any new soccer club.
I just enjoyed going to practice. I enjoyed seeing my friends. I enjoyed putting the hard work in. I enjoyed seeing MJ. I just enjoyed in general being there. And my soccer teammates are my best friends.
They were willing to stay loyal and consistent with me, and also to some degree defend and have my back. I saw some really, really good signs that we're going to be fine.
We didn't know for sure for a while if we had the opportunity to do the state cup. We were making the assumption that that was going to happen.
We were sitting down at the kitchen counter eating dinner, and he was like, "Oh, also, by the way, we fought for you guys to be able to play in State Cup." And that felt kind of almost reassuring, because we got the chance to actually still prove ourselves and play after the suspension.
They settled on just the spring tournament. We were able to play in the state cup, which was a great win because the girls obviously were excited to get back on the pitch and show what they had learned.
When I found out we got to play in the state cup, I was super excited.
I need to train hard so I can get better. This is like, I really need to push it so that we can go to state cup and destroy these teams.
Nothing would feel like coming back to the teams that we played
and like
in that previous fall.
In a real game.
In a real game, and like have the chance to just absolutely demolish everyone.
Well, I think this period changed us for the better. In fact, I actually would say that we're going to surprise a few people.
We are the aggressor. We cannot be the one that has to be on the back foot. We've got to be on the front foot from the beginning. First tackle, first header, first pass, first everything. We are first, way ahead in the lead, never behind, yes? And we do it from the beginning today, yes? We have a good tailwind with us. Let's get shots on. Let's test this keeper out. This team hasn't seen us in nearly a year. Let's show them how good we are, and let's go and sweat this bad boy up, okay? Let's have some fun. Let's go.
OYSC! 1, 2, 3, OYSC!
We were here to win, and there's nothing gonna stop us.
There was a little sense of anger that came from their soul, and maybe frustration that, hey, you know what? You can't do this to people. You can't do this to us, and we're not going to let you.
We hadn't played in so long. I was excited to show them that we were ready to play, that we were just as good, if not better, than they were in the fall.
We were super pissed at like OYSA and all the teams, and we just wanted to come back and like crush everybody. This is the real thing. We have to put like our best foot forward to like win, like actually on the line. This is like, it actually matters. We have to do the best that we can.
It felt really great, because I just remember like it was our first time like playing an actual organized game for like 6 months. It was like nerve-wracking, and I was super excited at the same time. After not playing for that amount of time, it's just really impressive how well we did.
We proved every single team wrong, because I guarantee every single time we played a different team, they're like, the coaches were probably like, this is easy, they haven't played, like, we've definitely improved much more than them, just like, go out because they got suspended, they suck. Like, they don't belong in OYSA in this tournament.
Teams that we lost to maybe by a lot in the fall, and coming back and turning that around and beating them.
I was so impressed of how far they came, having not played in the winter at all, training and doing as well as they did to get to the final was, I mean, I have no words. It was more than I think I would have ever expected the girls to do.
It was the final, you know. We were playing Eastside Timbers. I knew that team. We all knew that team, and I remember being so nervous before that game. Like, MJ had to pull me aside and like tell me it was okay, because I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I might not be able. I might need to get a sub. Like, I was like, oh shoot. But I remember going out and being quiet. Like, I couldn't communicate. Like, Bailey and I were like struggling so much, and I caught a yellow that game, and it was throwing me off. I was like in the clouds that entire game.
I was very nervous because, like, it's the championship.
We just played our style of soccer and just let that follow.
I was proud of them in the loss. I mean, that was a good East Side team. I think that was one game too far for us in our journey where we are.
MJ was not happy with us at all because we had not played well, and he was kind of upset that we went out and made our way, like worked really hard to get to the finals, and then we went and we did that. But he also was telling us how much he loves us and he's proud of us. He doesn't want this to like be our mindset that because we worked so hard and then we lost, like it doesn't matter. He was just telling us that we have to keep going and keep pushing no matter what.
I'm super proud of our team accomplishing in a year, which is short in the long run. We got really close. We improved a lot.
Winning every single game up to the final, significantly, and like showing that we were the better team through and through was definitely something that I was proud of and I took pride in.
To see them learn how to handle adversity, to see them learn how to come together, to see them learn how to trust somebody that is over them, that has the skills, has the knowledge, and to be able to say, okay, I'm going to listen to you, I'm going to follow your directions and see where that takes me, and then to have them be like, oh, he really did help me become a better soccer player.
We've made it to, a very high level of soccer, which was the goal, right? All of our girls wanted to grow as soccer players, and they've all had that opportunity and shined.
I decided that Oregon United Football Club has told its story to date, and that Dare Football Academy was launched. For me, it really was, how can I get away from the noise and get down to the nuts and bolts on what I love to do, which is being on the pitch, working with young people, and staying away from all of the politics that for me is destroying youth soccer as a whole. And continuing the transformation of young people. We're excited, and we see and feel the excitement amongst our families and amongst the players, and we've had a summer of success. Girls have been winning, playing some wonderful football.
What is Dare Football Academy? I would say Dare Football Academy is a family, and I say that because as a family, we can all be together, striving towards the same thing. It's a family because we support each other. It's a family because we pitch in whenever it's needed. It's a family because we all want the best for each other, and we can be sacrificial in how we go about that, whether it be with our time or our resources or carpooling or, checking on people throughout the week if we know that they got hurt during a practice or something like that. It has a big family feel to it, but I would say a very purposeful and driven family.
It is a opportunity for a group of like-minded families to corral our collective enthusiasms and really support a world-class coach.
Imagine being part of a group and then a soccer group, and then you take the politics out and the ego out, and then you see what happens. And that's what we're witnessing.
Start on fire and finish on fire. Stay sharp. That's how you have to play. All the time. All the time.
Dare on three. 1, 2, 3, dare!